Welcome. Let's get started in a comfortable seat just to arrive on our yoga mat for this 45-minute yoga sculpt class. So sitting up nice and tall on the sits bones, cross-legged or any comfortable seat. Scrunch your shoulders up towards your ears and then gently release them down and away from the ears. Opening up wide through the collarbone, rest your hands on your knees, and then close your eyes or keep a soft gaze. Draw your chin back in space to lengthen the back of the neck. Soften through the muscles of the face and the shoulders. Taking a few nice deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Two more like that, in through the nose. Exhaling it out. Last one, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling fully. And then just breathe normally, in and out through the nose. Notice the quality of your breath. Noticing any sensations through the body, any areas of tension. Feel into it if you can soften them with intention and with breath. Sometimes we hold tension through the jaw and the shoulders. Just noticing these areas if they are tensed up at all. Softening in any way. And gently draw your awareness to your thoughts without judgment or attachment, just noticing what is coming up in your mind. Using your breath as a constant anchor for your attention. Now turn your awareness to your emotions. Noticing any emotions that are present in this moment for you. Again, using the breath as an anchor. And gently turn your awareness back to your breath. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. Exhaling it completely. And then draw the chin down towards the chest. Flutter light back into the eyes and then draw the chin back away from the chest. We're going to start with just some rotating through the torso. So just making big circles, drawing the body over to one side, towards the front, over to the other side, and towards the back as you scoop out your belly. As you draw the back, the spine towards the back space and scoop your belly out. Just kind of warming up through the spine. Through the hips, through the shoulders even. Getting nice and wide with the circles. And then begin to take it in the opposite direction, just warming up through the spine, connecting with the breath. Good, and then coming back to center. Bring the legs behind you to come to all fours. Coming into tabletop, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Begin to tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, arriving in downward facing dog. Lifting the hips up and back, noticing the breath. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Look forward towards the hands. Inhale to draw the shoulders over the wrists to come into high plank. Press back through the heels. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Gaze is down in front of your hands. Squeeze the low belly. Inhale to lift the shoulders up and back. And then gently draw the body forward, coming into high plank. Pressing the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Look forward to draw the body to high plank. Relaxing the shoulders away from the ears. Press the hips up and back. Good, and then gently draw the body back forward. Linking breath with movement in any way that feels good. So you can inhale as you come forward, exhale as you squeeze and press back, or you can do the alternative way, exhaling to come forward, inhaling to press up and back. Sometimes different days can feel better one way or the other. There's no right or wrong way as long as you're linking the breath with the movement and engaging the right muscles, which in this case is the low belly, the muscles of the pelvic floor. 2 more like that. Last one, coming forward and pressing up and back. Landing in downward facing dog, gently drop the knees to the mat. Bring the big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Sink the hips back to come to child's pose. Pausing here for a moment, noticing the breath. Gently shift the body weight forward. Come onto the forearms and draw the knees underneath the hips. Spread wide through the fingers, elbows under shoulders. Draw the knees together. Flex into the right foot and begin to lift the foot up towards the sky and then lower down. Squeezing the glute. We'll lift and lower. Keeping the abdominals contracted for a feeling of steadiness through the body. Squeezing the glute as you lift the foot up towards the sky, flexing into that foot. Last 3, 2, and 1, lowering all the way down. And then come back onto the hands, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog, and allow the hips to sway from side to side. Bringing the big toes to touch. Inhale the right leg high. Exhale, step it all the way through to center. Planting it in front. Inhale to reach up to crescent lunge. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to pulse here. Lower and lift. Bending the back knee. Lower and lift. Good. Squeezing the right glute. Strong through the abdominals. Long through the spine, lift up through the crown of your head. Last 3, 2, and 1. Stay low. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, plant the hands down. Step the left foot forward. Begin to lengthen and straighten the right leg as you release your head, neck, and torso towards the extended right leg. Just getting a nice stretch through the right back of the leg. Keep drawing the right hip back as the left hip draws forward, deepening the stretch. And then gently bend into that front knee, stepping that left foot back, coming into a lunge. Hands plant down to step the right foot back to meet the left in high plank. Drop the knees down and tuck the toes. 5 yogi push-ups. Draw the shoulders away from your ears first before you bend the elbows back towards the body and then lift them back up. Good. 4 more like that. Squeezing the arms and keeping the core nice and tight. Use your breath. 2 more. Last 1. And then gently tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, send the hips up and back, and allow them to sway from side to side. Gently draw the knees down to the mat, toes together, knees nice and wide. Sink the hips back for a moment here. Allow the forehead to come down to the mat. Coming back to your breath. And then gently begin to shift the body weight forward. Elbows under shoulders, spread wide through the fingers as you draw the knees closer together. Flexing into that left foot this time. Begin to lift and lower. Slow and controlled. Using the core. Press down evenly through all 10 fingers. Press down evenly through the forearms so that all of the weight isn't getting dumped into your elbows. Be mindful of your shoulders. Strong through the core to support the movements. For 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way down. Come onto your hands so that your wrists come under the shoulders. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, coming to downward facing dog. Allow the hips to sway from side to side. Bring the big toes to touch. Inhale the left leg high. Exhale, look between the hands to step it all the way through to center, setting up for crescent. Inhale, lifting the hands up. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. And micro bend in the back knee. We're going to lower and lift. Good. Lower and lift. Squeezing the left glutes. Left glute. Lower and lift. Really press down into that left foot. Shoulders over hips. Draw the low belly in. For 3, 2, and 1. Stay low. Inhale, reaching the arms up high. Exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Step that right foot in. Lengthen and straighten the left leg long. And then gently allow the head and torso to melt towards that left extended leg. Right hip draws forward as the left draws back in space. Noticing the breath and keeping a nice deep stretch through that left back of the leg. Breathing in and out. Gently begin to bend into that left knee. This time we're going to walk the hands towards the right so that your right toes come to face the long edge of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, heart looks forward, flat back. Exhale, fold all the way forward, release the head and the neck. And then if you can, grab a hold, your hands to your ankles or calves, and then gently allow the head to move right to left. Just really getting into the hamstrings. Releasing the hands towards the floor. Turn the toes outwards, heels stay in. We're going to begin to lower the hips down, knees draw out towards the baby toes, and then walk your hands up to your thighs. Opening up to goddess pose or low squat. And just allow the hips to move side to side here. Keep drawing the knees out towards the baby toes, squeezing the muscles of the pelvic floor, just swaying from side to side. Using the strength of your legs, bring your hands to heart center, sink a little bit lower, and then inhale, lift everything up, star pose. Exhale, sink it down low to goddess, hands come to heart center. Inhale to lift. Exhale to sink down. Good. Squeeze the inner thighs and the muscles of the pelvic floor to make this movement possible. Be mindful of your knees, that you're not using the knees to lift up and lower down. Keep drawing the knees away from each other towards the baby toes. Last one as we sink down and lift all the way up. And then sink down. We're just going to pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, lift everything up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Turn the left toes in, the right toes draw out, sink so that the knee comes over the ankle. Inhale to warrior two. Look over the right fingertips. Draw the wrists in line with the shoulders, shoulders over hips. Flipping the palms, we're going to inhale, lifting up to gentle warrior, lengthening through that right leg. Exhale to track back in. Use the strength of your inner thigh, inhaling to lift. Be mindful of your knee. Exhale as you drop back in. Inhaling to lift. Exhale, drop back in. Put a couple more. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, drop back in. Last one. Inhaling, lift. Exhale, drop back in. And then flipping the right palm up. Inhale, wrap the left arm behind. Stay committed to the bend in that front knee. And then cartwheel the hands down to the mat. Come up through crescent. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center, and we're going to lower and lift. Good. Stay with the breath. Lower and lift, squeezing the right glutes. And then drawing the inner thighs together at the same time. For 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, hands come down to frame the foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Come into a high plank. Breathing here, sending that energy through the heels back, energy through the crown of the head forward. Noticing the breath and squeezing the belly. And then draw the hips up towards the sky, downward facing dog. Maybe having to walk the feet in a little bit. Allow the hips to sway side to side, and then gently lower the knees to the mat. Big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Send the hips back to rest in child's pose for a couple of breaths. And gently draw the weight forward, coming back to shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, find downward facing dog. Big breath in, big breath out. Draw the big toes to touch, inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee hugs in and plants the left foot right in front. Inhale, coming up through crescent. Exhale, draw the back heel down and come into warrior 2 on this side. Gaze is over the left fingertips and wrists are in line with the shoulders. Flipping the front, both palms, we're going to inhale, lift up through gentle warrior. Exhale to track back in. Same inner thigh engagement. Imagining your inner thighs squeezing together as you lift the hands up and then gently draw back down. Inhaling to lift, exhaling to draw back down. Couple more. For 3, 2, and 1. Backing all the way back down into warrior 2. Flip the left palms, wrap the right arm behind the back to lift up and out. Stay committed to that front bend in the knee. And then gently cartwheel the hands back down to the mat. Draw the back heel up, inhale through crescent, lifting up. Draw the hands down to heart center with an exhale, and then length breath with movement as you lower and lift. Squeezing the left glutes. Staying lifted through the crown of the head. Lower and lift. Connecting with the breath. Last one. Lower and lift. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands plant down. Step the left foot back to join the right in high plank. Lower the knees down, untuck the toes. Elbows wrap in close to the body for 5 yogi push-ups. Squeeze the belly as you lower down and lift up. Lowering down, elbows squeeze into the rib cage and lift. For 3 more. Squeeze the belly for support. Last one. Lower and lift, and then gently draw the big toes to touch. Knees nice and wide. Sink the hips back. Lower the forehead all the way down to the mat. Pause in child's pose. Connect with the breath. Gently draw the weight back forward. Wrists come under shoulders, knees back under hips. We're gonna kickstand the left leg out and then draw the weight towards the left to lift the right arm up. Towards the sky, the right leg extends. Pausing in this version of side plank. And then begin to lift that right extended leg off the ground, in line with the hip, in line with the torso. Steady with the breath. Bringing the right hand behind the head. Begin to bend the right knee and then lift the knee towards the elbow. And extend. Squeezing the right obliques, lift and extend, squeezing through the obliques on both sides for 3, 2, and 1. Stretch and then reach the right arm high, reach the right leg long, and then release everything back down to the mat. Through all 4s, tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Bring the big toes to touch. Inhale, the right leg high. Exhale, step it through. And then begin to walk the hands a little bit forward to lift the left leg up and back, coming into standing splits. From here, we're gonna soften our right knee, bending into our right knee, and then touch our left knee to our right back of the knee, kind of curtsying. Inhale, lift up and back. Exhale to draw in and curtsy in. Good, squeezing the right glutes. Stay relaxed through the shoulders and the jaw. For 3, 2, and 1. Lift up and back, and then gently release the left toes down to the mat. Inhale, lift up through crescent. Exhale, twist towards the right. Release the left hand down to the, right hand down to the left side and lift the left arm up and back. Bend into that right knee a little bit further, and then slow transition through horizon. Inhale through crescent, lifting the arms up. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the right foot back to join the left. High plank. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Sink the knees down to the mat. For 5 yogi push-ups, find your foundation first. Squeeze the low belly. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, and we lower and lift. Lower and lift. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Strong through the core. Last one. Lower and lift, and then gently open the knees, sink the hips back towards the heels, release the forehead down to the mat to child's pose for a moment's breath. gently draw the weight forward, coming through tabletop. Bring the knees under hips, and then begin to kickstand the right leg out. Transfer the weight towards the right, and then inhale to extend that left arm high. Spreading wide through the fingers. Squeeze the right obliques first. And then begin to float that left leg so that it comes in line with your torso. You're making an L kind of shape with your leg, torso, and arm. Squeezing the left obliques, and then bringing the left hand behind the head, bend into the left knee, and then meet in the middle, squeezing the obliques, and then inhale long. Exhale to meet in the middle, inhale long. Keeping your abdominals engaged for balance. Whew. Connecting with the breath. For 2 more. Last one, squeezing in and extending. Extend that left arm high. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then gently release. Down to the mat through tabletop. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees, lift the hips. Bring the big toes to touch. Inhale that left leg high. Exhale, stepping it through. And then walking the hands a little bit forward. Begin to transfer the weight into that left foot to lift the right leg up through standing splits. From standing splits, root down through the left foot, and then bend into the right knee as you bend the left knee and curtsy. Front of the right knee comes to back of the left. Inhale up and back. Exhale to curtsy. Inhale to lift. Exhale to curtsy. Good. Squeezing the left glutes. Steady through the breath. Relax through the shoulders. For 3, 2, and 1. And then gently release the right toes to the ground. Inhale through crescent lunge, lift up. Exhale to twist open towards the left. Release the left hand down to the right thigh to lift the right arm up and back. Slow transition through horizon. Inhale, lifting through crescent. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. Step the left foot back to join the right. Pause in high plank. Pressing back through the heels. Draw the right knee down to meet the mat and then lengthen and straighten. Draw the left knee down to the mat and lengthen. Good. Stay with the breath. Squeezing the low belly here to protect the back. Keep pressing the ground away from you. Use the breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then lower both knees down to the mat. Big toes to touch. Open the knees to send the hips back. Draw the head down into child's pose. Big breath in. Big breath out. And gently begin to shift the weight forward, coming through all fours. Draw the knees together. Walk the hands back to the knees and then up the body. Bring the hands to the low back. Fingertips can face down towards the ground or draw up, depending on your wrist joint. Draw the elbows together, shoulder blades together, and then begin to lift the heart up towards the sky. Nice stretch through the front body. Keep drawing the elbows towards one another, opening through the collarbones. And then gently begin to soften, shoulders come back over hips, sink back down into a seat, draw the legs to the front. And then using the strength of your core, feet plant into the mat. We're gonna take both toes first, so gently begin to open through the chest. Shoulder blades keep drawing together, similar to how we did just in that last posture. And then lift one foot up, lift the other foot up, pointing the toes, draw the knees together, and then open the arms and hands to the sky. Keep drawing the low belly towards the spine as you squeeze the abdominals. Draw the belly in. Keep breathing, opening through the chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Turn the palms the other direction, and we're just gonna cross the legs in one way, so right over left, and then the other. Crossing, and then the other. It helps to keep the toes pointed, legs nice and strong, inner thighs contract. Crossing, squeezing the belly for 3, 2, and 1. Back through center and release back down to the mat. Feet on the floor. Begin to open the arms towards the sky. I am sweating. Fingertips begin to draw forward. Begin to scoop the belly out as you draw down to the mat. Pelvis, lower back, nice and slow. Squeeze the belly towards the spine as you contract. Middle back lowers down. And finally, upper back. Draw the shoulders down and away from the ears. Feet come to touch, knees go wide. Squeeze the low belly so that the low back comes into contact with the mat, kind of tilting the pelvis. Draw the belly in and then reach the fingertips forward. Lift the shoulders up off the mat and then lower back down. Slow and controlled, lifting off the mat and lowering back down. Exhaling as you lift and inhaling as you lower is generally what feels best for a lot of people. But again, as long as you're linking breath with movement and the breath seems to be helping, stay with that. Lifting up and lowering. Be mindful of the neck, that you're using your abdominals and that no tension is being dumped into the neck. For 5. Slow and controlled for 4. For 3. For 2. Last one, lift all the way up and then pulse the fingers, the hands between the legs for 10, 9. Keep squeezing the belly button in for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lower the arms behind the head. Stretch long through the legs. Full body stretch. Deep inhale in. Deep exhale out. So a big breath in. Big breath out. Gently draw the arms back next to the body to draw the knees into the chest and massage out the lower back by rocking from side to side. Massaging out the low back. And then reach the legs up towards the sky to come into waterfall. Feet draw towards the sky. Low back roots down into the ground. Shoulders down and away from the ears. And then gently begin to bend into the knees, draw them back in towards the chest. Take any last bit of movement or stretching that feels good. Maybe a happy baby, maybe a twist, a brief twist to one side and the other. And then settle into your Shavasana as you feel ready, with the legs long on the mat. Shoulders drawn in together to open the chest. Allow the whole body to rest in stillness. Drawing the heart up towards the sky. Relaxing through the jaw, the shoulders. Allow the breath to be easy as you feel and notice the back side of your body where it comes into contact with the mat. Noticing the front half of your body opening up towards the sky. Feel the bottom half of your body from heels to hips. Feel the top half of the body from hips to crown of head. Noticing the right side of your body. And noticing the left side of the body. And where the two sides of the body meet in the middle, from root, center, to crown of head. Gently begin to deepen your breath. Inhaling to open through the chest and the belly, and exhaling completely. Gently begin to move the fingers and the toes, the hands and the feet. And as you feel ready, draw one knee into the chest and the other knee into the chest. Massaging out the low back. And then coming on to rolling over onto one side, using your bottom arm as a pillow. Your top hand in front of the body. Gently begin to draw yourself up to a seat. Arriving in a seat, come to cross-legged or any comfortable seat that you can keep a nice tall spine. Resting with your hands on your lap, open through the chest, shoulders relax down your back. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhaling completely. Gathering the hands to heart center, and may any goodness from this practice resonate out to all beings everywhere. Namaste.